And welcome back. As we move into the new year, let's find out how to set goals and achieve them. And joining us now is Fela Durotoye, motivational speaker and nation builder. You are welcome.
Happy New Year, ladies.
Happy New Year. Wow.
I mean, I've always come and it's just Mo and I. And like you said, this is 3 for the price of 1. I was like, this is amazing. Yes. And most importantly, I just wanted to say, before we do anything and talk about anything, I'm just so proud of what you ladies have accomplished and the team over the last year. And whatever it was that we did last year, I tell you, taking it to the next level is already in your DNA. So I'm sure that world, wherever it is, Africa, world, get ready. You've never seen what is about to happen before. 2014 is going to be an incredible time for EbonyLife. I believe so.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's good to have you with us.
It's always great to be here.
Thank you for coming to Calabar.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here.
And the incredible thing about Tinapa, I was tweeting, and I was saying, Tinapa is always so beautiful, and I just can never get used to how beautiful it is.
It is. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place, and we're really happy to be here.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump right in. Last year, I started off the new year, and I was really excited, really hopeful, and halfway through the year, things kind of went rocky. So what would you suggest going into this new year? How is someone able to stay on track and maintain their goals and make sure that they don't become glum if their goals are not being achieved?
I was trying to figure out an analogy that I think works well, because analogies are very good. People think in stories. And I think it's the same way we need to approach the year and our goals the same way we approach food.
Food?
Yes.
Okay.
In a sense, you get a plate, you load the plate with different things that you want to be able to create the kind of balanced meal that you want. But then in the end, it always goes in piecemeal. So you take just a little bit, you chew that, and then you swallow it. Because if you take something that's too big, you're going to choke.
You're going to choke.
Okay? But the other part of it is that you must stay hungry enough to keep eating, otherwise you're going to lose your appetite. And when you do that, that's a time when sometimes you get too tripped up on one success and then you forget all the other things you wanted to do. Okay? So for me, I think that if our viewers can have that feeding process, that plate-like experience in mind, and know that, I need to have you. I mean, Mo, you were talking about having such an incredible, diverse number of goals. Yes, you do need that. Just the same way you need proteins, carbohydrates, fats, oils, salts, and all of that in your body. The same way you need to have goals for your kids, for yourself, for your relationship with God, for your business, for your professional life, for everything. You do need it, because you can't have, if you have one part of your life that is doing extremely well, and then in fact, if you had every part of your life in balance, and then one part begins to do so well at the expense of all the others, then you've gone out of balance. Totally. So it's amazing. So you do need to be able to have that balance, but more importantly, you need to stay hungry. That's what happens. At the middle of the year, sometimes you get distracted with many things, and then sometimes also you've been hit by a few disappointments, and we've got to be real about that, because we're actually operating in a very tough operating environment, and I think what it does is just makes victory or success sweeter. Because it's against all odds that you've been able to achieve those things. And the world appreciates that.
But if we're going back to the beginning of the year, and for our viewers, and even for all of us, about setting goals. Because at times, when you said to me, what was my New Year resolutions? Well, it's the same for me as a goal. How do we set those goals?
Your goals, your achievements are all still framed within this thing called your life. And that in a sense, if you were to achieve a goal, but it was not in tune with the reason for your existence, you will have something called defective success.
So it's about
defective success is when you achieve something that you were not sent to do.
Wow.
That's when I've told this story before about a guy who was sent to buy toothpick and finally came back sweating, feeling like a winner, and then he gave the toothpaste. And the point is, did he succeed? Because in his mind he set out to buy something, but the person who gave him the money for something else. So in a sense, the first most important thing is that your goals have got to be in line with what you understand your purpose to be. One of the things I always say to people is pray. Okay? But more importantly, also stay in tune with yourself, you know, and find out, what do I do naturally well, and what would I do if it wasn't for money? Okay, because money is one of the greatest confusing factors when it comes to purpose. And so, in a sense, you need to start drawing your life closer to purpose. No matter what you're currently doing and how far away from purpose it is, one of the greatest things you can do every year is to say, I want to be closer to the reason why I was born. I want to be closer to the reason why I'm in existence. I want to use my time for what my lifetime was given for. You know, that kind of thing. So let's move. Yeah.
Go on, Dolapo. Sorry. I'm getting you.
I want to know, what would you tell people who, like you mentioned before, who've had a few knocks, who maybe a loved one has passed away, and they just feel that they sort of have no hope, and they think, because obviously the Christmas, New Year time, it's time to reflect, and if you've lost a loved one, that's the time where you remember it the most. So how do those kind of people make resolutions going into 2014?
Yeah, and this is one of the things that I always say, you know, your life's purpose is the biggest reason why you're in existence. And there are things that you will acquire, including relationships, including love, including friendships, and there are things that you may have to that will have taken away from you. But those things don't define your purpose. And so one of the things that gives you the greatest healing in life, and I've talked to and mentored and coached many people through losses, is that every time they focus back on why am I here, all of a sudden it helps them through that healing process. So what I'm saying is this, to someone who's lost somebody, so someone who's lost something, it could be a car, it could be a house, you know, it could be anything that is dear to you. Every time you refocus on purpose, why am I here? It helps you to be able to see past that loss. It doesn't deny the loss,
of course,
but it just helps you to keep going. You know, because purpose fuels you. It gives you energy.
It does. But what about sometimes you've established and you know what your purpose is, and you've achieved your purpose.
Oh, fantastic.
But what happens if something goes wrong?
Well, you probably can never achieve purpose. Because the day you achieve purpose, your time is over.
Okay, so
you were given enough time to achieve purpose. So in a sense, what then happens is you are constantly in the place of achieving.
Okay, so let's say that you are achieving. So let's say that you are achieving, and then suddenly you stop achieving, and then maybe the business or whatever it is fails. How do you then now know that that is still your purpose? Do you go back to that same thing, or do you now look and say, I need to find a new purpose, or that really wasn't my purpose? I don't know if you...
First place,
I got you.
Because sometimes you can,
and I can tell you that because
it could be the economy, it could be anything.
Yeah, I've been through there. I've seen many people go through there where a part of your life literally melts down.
It falls apart.
And in a sense, what I found out is that is in every instance, it was that there was a bigger thing that you're supposed to be doing. And that phase was over for what you were doing.
And then you had to
now,
move.
most times when we're not in touch, right, we didn't make the connection to the bigger thing as smoothly as we would have wanted it to be. And sometimes it seems to have taken us by surprise. But if we look back, we would have seen that there was the clear ideas about the new thing you're supposed to be doing. It's been there. You know, so I'm just saying to you, I mean, just so that we don't, if anybody's out there and a part of your life seems to have shut down, I promise you it's because there's a bigger newer thing. And what you just want to do is just to just say, okay, what is this bigger thing? What's this new thing I'm supposed to be doing? What's it? And once you can do that, then you want to begin to frame your goals around those things. Because that's the goals. The goals that are in line with purpose are the sweetest goals to accomplish. Now, you said something that was very interesting. You know, should we have realistic goals or not? Many times people like Will Smith will tell you that if it's realistic, then it doesn't make sense. It's not worth pursuing. One of the greatest books that I have ever read. If you haven't read it, I have to get it for you. But really, it's called My Vision by Mohammed bin Rashid. That's the ruler of Dubai. And one of the things he said is that a dream that is not nearly impossible is not worth pursuing. And clearly you can see that, you know, because the human being has unlimited capacity. Nobody has been ever been able to get to the bottom of the well of potential. We have the capacity to do amazing things. So what I'm saying here is that I'm just touching on this thing about realistic. So if you're going to go into SMART, you've got to think of SMART vision first. Okay? And vision is, what's the picture that I would like to see? Broad picture, not specifics, of myself this time next year.
Right. We'll be right back after this break.
Vision is the destination. The action and the goals are the key things you focus on today, every day, to lead you to that destination.
Welcome back, and we are still here with Fela Durotoye on our New Year's special episode. So before the break, you were talking about vision and the importance of having a vision.
So so the first thing is that you need a vision, because your vision creates a picture, and your picture is what inspires you the most. Okay, your goals are the things you need to do to bring that vision to pass. But if you jump straight to the goals, then you kind of like have a goal, but you may not have a good enough reason why it should be done. So you see that a lot of people who work in organizations that set targets and clear goals, and they have those targets, they drive you, but they never get inspired by
because it's just
by
a
those.
goal.
So now, but of course, the other part of it is that when you do such a vision, you need the targets that will actualize it. Otherwise, you'll just be doing what I call verbing. Verbing is a verb is a word that describes an action, but it's not an action in itself. Verbing is the process of describing action but taking nothing. Taking no action.
Doing nothing.
Okay, so the point that I'm saying is you need to have a vision, and then you need to have the goals. Let me give you a very practical example. You, 2 years ago, if anybody said to you that you will be running a full-fledged 24-hour engaging TV channel, it probably would have been a bit far-fetched. And you had an idea, but
I had an idea. I wasn't quite sure
exactly
how it was going to happen or what the building blocks would be 2 years ago. But in terms of the look and feel,
which is
so is that the vision?
So that's
the vision.
Okay.
Right,
and I'm saying to you,
but I wasn't quite sure it was going to be
know,
Calabar, because it was only when I came to, I thought it was going to be Lagos, to be honest.
Now, you see, when you got the vision and you didn't challenge it, you didn't twat it, you didn't say, oh, it's too big, I don't know how it's going to happen, where is it going to be, where's my studio going to be? All of a sudden, everything you need to make that vision come to pass begins to get attracted to your vision, which is you, the carrier of that vision. So things begin to get attracted to you. Okay, so that is called provision, right? And it's a very essential part of the resourcing required for your dream.
And what I found was happening was that because I had that vision, it didn't matter if I met someone that's maybe owned a kitchen. I'll be looking to see how the owner of the kitchen can make the TV possible. It's amazing. I can't explain it more than that. So anybody that was in my consciousness was about the channel. And how they could possibly be instrumental in some way, shape or form.
But you couldn't set a goal yet at that time because you didn't know how it was going to happen. This is the big point that I'm trying to make, which is why I used you as an example, because you're so real. I mean, and the people know you, and they've heard. Some people have heard many layers of the amazing things that you're doing, but because I know, and I've shared with you're such an example, a perfect example of vision and then action. Action is what you do to your goals, but vision is what it has to lead to. Vision is the destination. The action and the goals are the key things you focus on today, every day, to lead you to that destination. But if you get on board of a journey and you don't know where you're going, then you're strolling.
For me personally, can I ask, is it possible to have many visions? Because you see, for me, like when you do different things, like when I was doing the hotel project, I thought that was all I really wanted to do.
But that was
and then when I did Moments with Mo, so is it your vision can change?
Absolutely, yes. And vision changes in line with purpose. So what happens is just the same way you're going on a journey. I'm going to Kafanchan or Abuja, and then I'm leaving Lagos. Where do I want to go first? I want to go to toll gate, then I want to get to Shagamu, then I want to get to Biniore Expressway, then I want to get to, and that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
You're constantly
The building
focusing
blocks.
on the next thing, and sometimes you don't know how I'm going to get to Kafanchan or to Abuja, but I do know that if I stay on this road, I will get to the next place that will lead me to the next place that will lead me there.
I need to ask you, so what if someone comes up to you and they say, I don't have a vision? Is that actually possible?
Well, it is possible, because like can many people tell me I can't see? Many times a lot of people look and they don't see.
They don't see.
Because vision is not something you do with your outer eye. Vision is something you do with your inner eye.
Okay.
So for most people, you have to shut down to be able to see.
So they have to
So
shut
how
down.
You have to shut down.
Yes, how do you realize that vision?
I think that, first of all, again, visions are gifts. Okay, they're usually gifts from the giver of purpose. So if you were to ask, and New Year is a good time. Everybody prays at this time. This is now that time. But his question is, what are you praying for? Because it's ask and you shall receive.
Yes.
So if at this point in time, if there's a good prayer point that you need to pray at this time, and I can promise you God is always very excited about when you pray. The point is, pray for vision. Pray for what should I do this year? What should I pursue this year? I heard, us talking just before I came on about, I want to be a better person. Oh, such a lady.
I was told to just I thought the list was
I tell you, because what?
This is terrible.
Everybody does that. I used to do that for many years. I want to be a better person. But you know what happens? You know what happens is that it's not measurable. You can't really measure. Am I a better person? But you can have that as a desire, and then you now have the goals to say, if I want to be a better person, as 99% of the people out there are saying, what must I start to do that I haven't been doing before? What must I stop doing that wasn't making me such a great guy?
Yes.
What do I need to do a bit more of? In other words, I'm doing it already, but if I did a bit more of it, then I will be much better. And then what do I need to do less of? So whilst, so in a sense, I'm not saying that you shouldn't say that, but I'm saying don't stop there. Don't stop there.
Yes.
Say to yourself, I want to be a better person, but to be a better person, I have to start doing certain things I wasn't doing before. I have to stop doing certain things that I used to do before. I have to do a bit more of some things. And then there are certain things that you don't need to stop completely. You need to do less. Say, for instance, for some people, I want to be a better person. I will feel better about myself if I did put myself back into shape. I don't want to stop eating. I just want to eat less portions. And I want to eat less carbohydrates. And I want to eat less. So that's a less example. Okay? And then there are things you want to do more of, which could be,
I want to exercise more.
Exercise more. All right? And then there are some things I need to start, which is like, for instance, just go and register at the gym. And that is what you want to do. Okay?
Good point.
So you want to do that. And sometimes I want to stop procrastinating.
Speaking of procrastination, I am not going to deny it. I am the biggest procrastinator ever.
No, the whole world.
But I feel like if I could procrastinate breathing, I would.
Wow.
It's to that point. Is procrastination a sign of not being in line with vision or the right goal that I'm supposed to be doing?
Well, not exactly, because there are many times that procrastination can come from many reasons. Sometimes it's the fear of actually failing at something you want to do, and at other times it's the fear of succeeding.
Wow. Can people be afraid of succeeding?
Oh my, the fear of success has been found in behavioral science to be one of the greatest and the biggest fears that people are having now, because success comes with certain responsibility. So you hear people saying, "Look, I don't want to become manager because then my colleagues they'll start beefing me." So there are many things that happen to procrastination, and now procrastination is also like a skill, right? Many times you learn it, and when you're going to break procrastination, you're also going to break it like a skill.
Okay.
You will break it by saying to yourself, "Now, I'm not going to wait till tomorrow."
No,
There is no
now,
the only thing thing that procrastination hates is the word now.
Now.
Yeah.
So whatever you need to do now, you understand that there are things that you're procrastinating, which is a big thing, but what you need to do to break that procrastination
do it
is
now.
a little thing that
Little
needs to be
thing
done now.
to be done now.
So just find that little thing
Wow.
to do
That's
it now.
true. So
Like,
just
you know,
don't-
what do I need to do to just get up and do it now?
Yes.
Now, this is the last thing I want to quickly deal with before our time runs out,
Okay.
which is the issue about how do we build a lifestyle that sets goals and accomplishes them.
Okay,
Yeah.
how do we do that?
And
please?
it's very simple.
Okay.
It's really very simple. Is that to a large extent, find something you really want to accomplish.
Okay.
Okay? Find something that you really want. You know, don't do something you don't really want. Build your life about doing something you really want. There's some things you already have to do. You have to go to work. You have to do fine.
Yeah.
But then find one thing in your life that you really want for this year.
Okay.
This 2014.
Yeah.
All right.
That by the end of this year,
You must
this is
have
what
it.
you want to be grateful for.
Okay. And then do what?
And then every day, write that thing down and ask yourself, what's the little thing I can do to take the step towards that thing? I don't want to do the big, there's no one big thing. I just want to do the next, what's the next thing?
Small thing.
What's the next small thing I can do?
Yeah.
But I just want to do it consistently. Do something every
Every
day
day.
towards accomplishing that one thing you want to be grateful for
Wow.
2014.
Wow, thank you
Fantastic.
so
Thank
much.
you so much.
great
But
advice.
I need to have a
actually all-
one-on-one offline, my own
Camera.
session.
We actually all shared our New Year's resolutions, so do you mind sharing yours with us?
Well, mine is also quite diverse in itself. The Gemstone Project, my vision is that by 2014, we would have put into the consciousness of Nigeria the new Nigeria as a project, so that the nation is on the move to building Nigeria into a most desirable nation by 2025. By December, that word, 2025 Nigeria, a new Nigeria, must be in the psyche of everyone.
Amen.
There's nobody that would say, I don't know that Nigeria is in the process of reinventing itself.
Yeah.
The second thing that we want for this year, that I want for this year, is that by 2025, the 10 values that we've agreed with thousands of people, make a positive impact on everyone you meet and everywhere you go. Be a solution provider and not a part of the problem to be solved. Be a role model worthy of emulation. Be my best in all that I do, particularly what I'm naturally good at. Do the right thing at all times, regardless of who's doing the wrong thing. Value time and make the best use of it. Care and show respect through my words and my actions. Consciously build a great legacy starting now, today, and every day. Live a life of integrity and honor, and make my family, my nation, and my God proud. Those 10 lifestyle values, we want it to be in the consciousness of Nigerians, so that, you know, Dolapo can say it as easily as I just said it in the by December. And then we want to make sure that people are able to find ways to engage with each other and come up with projects that they will have towards the new Nigeria. So if you ask me, what kind of goal do I want everybody to have? I want you this year to set a goal that has somewhere in itself something to do with transforming a portion of Nigeria that you want to see and want to hand over to your children, because this is the biggest thing that we can do as a generation. This is the thing, this is the reason why we were all created and put in the land of Nigeria. We were put here to cultivate this land, to dress it, to keep it, to guard it, to tend it. This is why God puts men in gardens. That's why we were all
That's
put
why
here.
we're here.
That's why we're here.
That's why
Amazing.
we're here. Fela, I can't thank you enough.
Thank
you
you.
know, I'm totally inspired.
I'm hoping that we would have 5 million people join
whatever
the
we
Gemstone
can
Network.
do to help. You know, you've got this platform. You know, I think all young people in Nigeria across the continent respect you greatly.
Definitely.
And I think you need to be on TV every week talking about this. That's what I'm feeling, and that's the vision I see right now. You know, so we need to talk about that. I think, you know, you need to be out there, because I think you need a platform through which you can reach out to this generation.
Thank you.
And EbonyLife TV is ready to, you know, to partner with you on that.
you.
You know, thank you so much for
Thank
bless you.
you.
for
Thank you so
sharing
much.
with
God
us.
bless you, and
I'm
God, you know,
Thank you so much.
God bless you this
You know,
2014, and God keep you this 2014.
Amen.
And I'm just excited about what you're about to do, and to
And
everyone
about
who's
what you're
listening.
doing. I'm just like, wow, I can't wait for 2025. We need a new Nigeria,
Yeah,
don't we?
Definitely do. We're ready
You know,
for it.
And God bless everyone that is listening.
Thank
You know,
you.
I
Thank
wish you a great year ahead.
Yeah,
And just remember, do something.
Do
Very
something.
little every day.
Yeah, every day.
To bring about that one thing you want to be most grateful for in 2014.
Thanks so much.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Fantastic.